An insurance policy, a life insurance policy, because you're gonna. I don't know how long you're gonna live. I know you're gonna die. If you have children, and you're young, you can get $1 million policy for $100 a month, a term life policy, and then and direct that through a will to your children. That's generational wealth. Go buy a home. Use the Community Reinvestment Act at Wells Fargo to get that mortgage. Get a down payment. Act like you poor for a minute. Get some down payment assistance from her. You buy your first house. 4 years into that, you use the equity through a HELOC, home equity line of credit. Buy your second house, nothing fancy, hood adjacent. Worst house, best block. Buy it, rehab it, rent it. Don't rent it to your cousin Pookie, they're not gonna pay rent. Business is personal. Business is not personal. Capitalism is a gladiator sport. Make the money and give it to whoever you like, but run it like a business. Do that 3 times, you'll be a millionaire. Just that. So when everybody's out here freaked out, we should be freaked on. We should be turned on. Though this is your time. This is your time. Just pick a lane and show up to her, and not with your hand out, with your hand up. Go get you an insurance policy, a life insurance policy.
So the thing is, with all of that, like, what if you found out that this world would be no more, that this world would end? What if you found out, or what if I told you that in 2 years, this world would be over with? Everything you know will be, gone. What if I told you very extremely soon that, the Messiah, Yahushua, is going to come back and burn all of America? So, everything he's saying does not matter. Which is the title, these capitalists and financial gurus are blind leaders. What kind of advice is this? So, I got scriptures on deck to make my point, but this is cool and all, but this world is about to die. That's the thing. If this world had 50 more years, okay, maybe put your people in some, in a good situation. This world ain't got long at all. And I'm not saying 2 years. I'm just saying, what if I told you 2 years? Because, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a very short time. The Lord could be back next year, very soon. And I say all that to give the sense of urgency that is at hand. So, getting into this, giving all praises, honor, power, glory, riches, and wisdom, dominion unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the God and power and creator of heaven and earth. Yahweh, the heavenly Father, the Most High. Yahushua, the only begotten Son, the King of kings, Lord of lords. Shalom, peace and blessing to the men pushing this work and this truth, pushing true wealth, which is the Bible, pushing the true riches, which is this Bible, this knowledge and wisdom and understanding of this Bible. Shalom to the men that are doing that. And they start at the GMS church, the elder apostles on down. So that's what we're going to talk about. Get some scriptures to show these are blind leaders. The real leaders that are pushing generational wealth, we're talking about generational wealth. What about the kingdom? Because the kingdom of Yahweh Shemiyah is supposed to last forever. So what kind of generational wealth is that? What kind of generational wealth is that? That's on a whole other level. When you're trying to talk about generational wealth, that's that real generational wealth that the Lord is going to give us. This economy is not it. All this is going to change. Y'all not giving good advice anymore. This stuff is dated. It's very dated. It's very dated. That's why the men of the Lord pushing this Bible, starting from the GMS elder apostles on down, we got the real knowledge and wisdom. What we talking about is where it's at. We got the financial advice. We got the generational wealth advice. We got the advice in general. We the ones you want to follow and you want to listen to. What is a capitalist? A person who invests in trade and industry for profit in accordance with the principles of capitalism, investor, financier, tycoon, etc. A person who owns or controls capitalist money, such as a business owner or investor. So that's what I'm talking about. As a capitalist, he's a capitalist. He's an investor. He's whatever he is. He's in that world. Okay, so Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. And we, brothers have information, brothers have knowledge about all that financial stuff. How to get money and create wealth and all the tricks and tips and etc. in that world. So we come from a place not of ignorance in that world. A choice of leaving that stuff, not dealing with it. People look at us like we don't know nothing. And we brothers are wise and have stuff going on in this world. Have knowledge, have skills and talents that we forsook because that is a wise decision. Forsook all that stuff. We can get into all that stuff, or could have, but that's not wise to do. That's not where it's at. This is where it's at. So this Jeremiah 51:8 and 9 is talking about so-called America. She cannot be healed. She is about to be destroyed. There is no coming back for her. The daughter of Babylon. That great city, so-called America. America, the United States of America, is the place that the scriptures are talking about. The mother of harlots, the daughter of Babylon, that great city, is fallen, destroyed, is getting judged from the Lord. This is this place. This is what people are supposed to be telling you. The leaders, people who on the top, who have all the information and knowledge, those are the leaders. The men of the Lord, those are the real leaders. We're telling you what you need to hear. This is where it's at right here. This is what ought to be said. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. This is how you build generational wealth. Jake got generational curses on their ass. And they're talking about generational wealth. You can't build generational wealth while you got generational curses on you at the same time. You're gonna eventually fail and mess up because you got these curses on you. You're not supposed to prosper right now. This is not your world. So you start with the wisdom of the Bible. You start with the Bible. With the wisdom of the Bible, the instruction and guidance of the Bible. You live accordingly to the Bible. You take heed and live by the wisdom written in. Deuteronomy 8 and 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth. See? But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth. You don't give it to yourself. The Lord gives you power to get wealth. So if you go outside of this to get wealth, you're setting yourself up for a disaster. If you think you're getting it and you're succeeding with it, you're being set up for a great destruction, for a great fall. Because the Lord didn't give it to you. It is not time for this right now. It is time to build up your relationship with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. There's a time. This is not the time for that. You can die trying to get on riches. You really paying attention. If you really paying attention to money, you see how the economy is changing, how everything is going digital, how they're about to crash everything, etc. Ecclesiastes 3, a time for everything. I'm going to jump to the point. Ecclesiastes 3 and 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. So if this world is going downhill, if this world is about to perish, what time is it? What time do you think it is? Is it time to try to build wealth, this so-called generational wealth, make insurance policies, trying to study riches, watching for riches? Is it time for that? When Yahweh Shai can come, is on his way back to kill everything and kill everything and everybody and burn everything and everybody that didn't obey him, that wasn't watching for him. He's going to burn everybody that wasn't watching for him. So you watching for riches, you're going to get burned. So is it time to gather stones and gather stuff and get these carnal riches that won't do you shit? That won't do jack shit for you? No, it's not time for that. See, Sirach 31 and 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh. This is what consumes you. This is who you serve. Matthew 6 and 24 in the NLT. No one can serve two masters. So who you watch for? You watching for the Lord Yahweh Shai's return? What's that scripture? Is it watching daily at my gates? That's probably in Proverbs. But Yahweh Shai also said, when I come, who shall I find so doing? Paraphrasing, Proverbs 8 and 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. You're waiting for Yahweh Shai. You're not caught up watching for riches, carnal riches that won't profit you, because riches profit not in the day of wrath. As it is written, riches profit not in the day of wrath. So what is that going to do for you? Nothing. Getting money is cool. Making a means, get an income, a means to feed your house, table, yourself, etc. All of that's cool, of course. But when you're trying to build riches and stack up on wealth, because when you watching for riches, that's different than, making a means and getting your money. Just simply getting money. But if you're trying to build generational wealth right now, then your head is somewhere else and you're going to get burned because you're not watching for what you're supposed to be watching for. And these blind leaders, they're telling you some nonsense. Stuff that really makes no sense. From a simple standpoint, you see the world is at war. This shit is getting crazy with AI. This world is changing, clearly. But when it comes to money, you can still build generational wealth. This stuff is not about to be the same no more. So Matthew 6:24 NLT, no one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. See, you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. To get rich in this world, to have a lot of money, you gotta put time in. You don't just get it. People can make a good investment and, increase riches, but that's not an exception to what I'm saying, because you hit a lottery, it's plenty of ways someone can come up on a great amount of money with no effort, without trying. It's possible, but it's extremely rare. But if you're trying to, don't miss the point, because what I'm saying is clear. You cannot serve God and money. And these financial gurus and whatnot, all these guys, they telling you otherwise. But they're gonna get destroyed. You're gonna get destroyed too if you following after them. You're not listening to the Hebrew Israelites that are all over the internet right now. The Lord is putting it in front of you. You're not listening to the Hebrew Israelites, you're gonna get destroyed. So it's not time for that. You should be watching for the Lord. I can't think of it. So Matthew 6. Start at 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. A kingdom. Generational wealth. It's not a kingdom. Generational wealth. If someone gets a kingdom, is that not generational wealth? If I have my own kingdom, do I not have generational wealth? If I have my own kingdom. Now again, therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. Bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters. So if you want esteem and praise and riches and all the things that come with that, generational wealth, thrones and scepters, things in that realm, it says, if your delight be in those things, O ye kings of the people, it says, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore. You honor wisdom. You seek out the wisdom first because it goes before all things, which I have here. Points in 12, but all of this is good. Good. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 7:7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given to me. I called upon God, upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. See, if your desire be then in thrones and scepters, honor wisdom, because the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. Your real generational wealth begins when we get these new bodies. But that's another topic. Our generational wealth, that might be a video. Our generational wealth begins with the new bodies. I might make that a video. I mean, that sounds decent. It begins with the new bodies because all of the generations after the elect that have the new bodies will be perfect, will be born into a kingdom. Generation generation after generation after generation until forever. Will be wealthy, will be prosperous. Starting from the people with the new bodies, the immortal bodies. So verse 8, I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison to her. Who is her? This wisdom that bringeth to a kingdom, which the leaders of our people should be telling people to go after. Go after wisdom. Get wisdom. Get wisdom. Follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Get wisdom. That is the way to go. That's how you get everything that you want. Get wisdom. Follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Walk in his ways. It says, I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. These insurance policy plans and these investment real estate houses and the nothing in comparison to wisdom. It says, neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little as sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out. And again, that her is talking about wisdom. Verse 11, all good things together came to me with her. See, and all good things together came to me with her, with wisdom. So when wisdom came to me, everything, all good things was right behind her. And innumerable riches in her hands. And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them. And I knew not that she was the mother of them. Wisdom is the mother. Wisdom is the mother of all riches. Wisdom begets, gives birth to all wisdom. To all riches, to all good things. So what the advice is, follow the Lord. Follow Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, God and creator of heaven and earth, the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. Deuteronomy 8:18. But thou shalt remember the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai thy God. For it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. This is the advice. Follow Yahweh Shemel Shai. Deuteronomy 28:1. Straight instruction on how to get this, how to get rich, how to get riches. Step 1, if you will. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the Lord, unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God, Yahweh Shemel Shai, will set thee high on, it says, will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So, how can I get set high above all the nations? Be exalted, have a kingdom, have riches, have generational wealth. How? By hearkening, listening, and taking heed unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and doing and observing his commandments. Verse 2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. The scripture says it is the Lord's good pleasure to give you a kingdom. So you ain't got to do all that stuff of getting with the banks, getting your credit score up, and setting up a policy plan, and get a trust and get an LLC and put that into a trust and put that trust in something else and get this kind of trust. And then you got to get that kind of trust because there's a couple of different types of trust. You got to get a couple of different LLCs for that business. You need multiple streams of incomes. And then that's when you can set it up and put it out your name and put it in your kids' names so you can have that generational wealth. You ain't got to do all that. All you got to do is that verse, that first scripture, because the Lord gave the Israelites everything. And all he said was to do is listen to me and follow my ways, and don't forsake them. And everything is going to you're going to get everything. Matthew 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. All these things shall be added unto you. Follow the Lord first. He's going to give you the kingdom. He said it's his good pleasure. Luke 12:32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. NLT says, so don't be afraid, little flock, for it gives your Father great happiness to give you the kingdom. He wants to give us the kingdom. He wants to give us generational wealth. Be set on high. All he's asking for us is to follow his ways and listen to him. Walk in his ways. And he's going to give it all to us. It is his good pleasure. Just be obedient. Don't be disobedient. Deuteronomy 28:3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kin, and the flocks, kind or kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command a blessing upon thee in the storehouses and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. Let me read that one again. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The NLT say, it say, the Lord will guarantee a blessing on everything you do and will fill your storehouses with grain. Your businesses, whatever you have going, gonna fill it, make it prosperous. And the Lord your God will bless you in the land he's giving you. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. So yeah, that's the point. But it goes on, the same chapter. After verse 15, the consequences of disobedience. The consequences of disobedience. So y'all Jakes are below. Y'all starting at 15 on down. Because y'all not pushing and teaching the right stuff. Y'all misleading people. You're talking about riches instead of the Lord. The order is backwards. Especially when the Lord, when the earth is, when the world is about to be destroyed. The economy is going to shit. Shit's about to hit the fan. All hell's gonna break loose soon. You talking about this and that. Like, no. It's the Lord that gives you power to get wealth. It's the Lord that kills and heals and destroys. That allows a man to be protected, allow a man to eat, etc. First Corinthians 3:19, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. Straight foolishness. This stuff is straight foolishness right now. In the times we're in, straight foolishness. Straight foolishness. It's a wisdom, it's knowledge to get wealth, but it is foolish right now because it's foolish to the Lord because you can do all that just to die. Everything you have is going to be given to another. The Lord is on his way back. He'll be here very, very soon. So back to that Sirach 31. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. The rich hath great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicacies. And that's all he has. He's filled with his delicacies. He ain't got none of the Lord. Verse 5, he that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold hath been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. All right. Micah 2:10. Get a couple closeouts, whatever come to my head. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. It's not your rest. It's not time for that generational wealth. This is not it. Arise, wake up. This is not it. This is not it. You've been lied to. This is not it. It's not. It's not the time to be trying to build generational wealth, insurance. No, it's not the time. It's time to arise. Arise and depart, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword of destruction. Zephaniah 1:14. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. The great day of the Lord is near. It's near. I was once in the world talking about, I'm going to get rich, I'm going to get my money first, and then I'm going to come follow the Lord. This is after I heard the truth. Heard the truth, said, okay, let me get rich, and then I'm going to follow. And then I got hit with urgency, the spirit of urgency, that we ain't got long here. This bitch about to go up. And, the Lord put the spirit on me to lead this shit. Say, nah, gotta come now. Because the day of the Lord is near, and it hasteth greatly, greatly. Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. What can your money profit you? What can 10 million, 50 million, $100 million profit you in the day of wrath? What can all your money profit you when there is nothing to buy? What can that large bank account buy you when there is nothing to buy? Because the economy is completely gone to shit. When the Lord is back and he's mad at everybody, what can all of that money gets you? It's going to get you destruction, because you spent all your time watching for riches instead of watching for the Lord, watching for prophecy, waiting and hastening until the day of the Lord to come to give you life, because he is the life. He is our life. Sirach 5:7. Make no tearing to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. The Lord is going to come back like a thief in the night. These rich motivational speakers talking about put God first. That's what changed everything in my life. Put God first. No, they didn't really put God first. If they did, they were talking about Yahweh Shemi Awashai, and things would have went differently for him. They're talking about some other stuff. I'm going to close it out here. Giving all praises, honor, glory, power, riches, and dominion be to Yahweh Shemi Awashai, Shem Kakodash, and to be praised and exalted above all forevermore. So, Aman, shalom to you, elect men, pushing this work in this truth.